It's time now for The Law and You, brought to you by Gig and Jancola. We have our attorneys, Mike Gig and Chris Jancola here. Good morning, guys. Welcome back.
Good morning.
All right, guys. So, what kind of law do you guys focus on again?
Well, we do a lot. I do personal injury, workers' compensation, Social Security, disability. Mike does our wills, trusts, estates, real estate.
Cover a lot. Okay, so, of course, viewers can submit anonymous questions to the show, and the question today is an area of Mike's expertise. So, let's get right to it. How can I evict two people living with me who don't pay bills but receive mail at my house? Mike.
Okay, so the first question I'd have is they say they don't pay bills. I assume one of those bills is rent.
Yeah.
So that's the first key here, okay? So if they are paying rent, I think I've mentioned in previous shows, you can have an oral lease. I mean, all attorneys prefer to have a written lease. It makes it a lot easier to evict somebody, but you can't have an oral lease. So if they are paying rent, that's the key. If they're paying rent, you can evict them as a tenant. So that would be a landlord-tenant relationship. If they're not, then you're getting out of the realm of landlord-tenant situations, because if they're not paying rent, they're not technically a tenant. So what you'd have to do in a situation like this is you couldn't go to the magistrate, which is where evictions hearings are held, okay? You couldn't go there. You would have to file what's called an ejectment action, okay? And that would have to be filed at the Court of Common Pleas level, at the courthouse in Hollidaysburg, okay? And that's a longer process. That's why I always tell people, if you are gonna have somebody come into your house to live, even if you didn't get a lease prepared, at least have them pay rent, because then there's an established landlord-tenant relationship there. If they just come in and just live in your house, and in this case, now they're getting their mail there, you don't have the benefits of being a landlord. And the benefits to that is you can go to the magistrate, you get a quicker hearing, and a quicker outcome. If you have to file an ejectment action, you have to file, it's a normal civil complaint that you have to file at the courthouse, and you got to go through the normal procedure of a civil complaint, which takes a lot longer. Now, it can still be quick if they just don't answer the complaint. I've had that happen. It only takes a couple months, as opposed to, you know, they could drag it out if they want, just by answering the complaint. So that would be the rule here. I mean, I assume by not paying any bills, they're not paying rent, okay? So she would not have the advantage of evicting them.
It seems like this has kind of come up the past couple of years where people will get mail, like literally just get mail to somewhere where they're living and then sort of claim like, okay, I live here, even when there's some sort of issues going on behind the scenes.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple situations like this, and it is a trickier situation. And again, it can cost more, I mean, it costs more money in legal fees, things like that. I mean, the lesson here would be, I mean, for this person, they would have to file an ejectment action. If you have to file that, I highly, highly, highly encourage them to go to an attorney that's experienced in filing such an action. This is not something, I mean, if you're just a landlord and you have a lot of rental properties, a lot of landlords will file their own eviction complaints because it's a form document that you can file with the magistrate. If it's pretty simple, they haven't paid the rent, I mean, you could probably handle that. A lot of landlords will handle that themselves. But for an ejectment action like this, you know, you can always represent yourself. You always have a right to do that. But in a case like that, where you have to file an actual complaint like this, I would highly encourage the person to get a consultation with an attorney that's done this and file it correctly, because if you mess up, that can cause a lot of problems too.
Why represent yourself when we have Mike and Chris here that
That's
they
right.
can help you out with that?
Too.
But okay, just hypothetically, let's say they are paying rent, but they're not covering the other bills, you know, electric, water, whatever. Does that change things with that?
Well, if they're not paying the rent, I mean, that's clearly a violation of any lease, even if it's an oral lease. This is where I say it'd be helpful to have a written lease, because if the written lease says they have to pay certain, you know, for certain utilities, then that would be a violation of the lease, even if they are paying the rent. So if they're paying the rent but not paying the utilities, and there is a written lease saying you have to pay the utilities, then that could be a breach that you could file for an eviction. But if they're not paying the rent, but paying the utilities, I mean, if they're not paying the rent, that'd be a violation of any lease oral or written. So, but that's the key though. If they have a history of paying rent and they stop paying, you have the advantages of the landlord-tenant relationship, which, like I said, makes it a lot simpler to get the person out and to get a quicker hearing. It's not as expensive. So that's the key. If you're going to have somebody live in your house, make sure they're paying rent, and beyond that, have a written lease if you possibly can.
Yeah, I'm assuming this question is someone who's, new to being a landlord. So, and we've talked about on the show before, like, it's really important to make sure you really cover all your bases with this. But in case they don't, if they need your guys' help, how can they reach out to you guys?
Yes, please give us a call at 814-946-1606 or go to gig-law.com.
Excellent. If you want to submit a question to the show, just send an email to lawandyu@wtajtv.com. Thanks again, guys.